So the ego is the only distraction of pure light that we are. And there are many soft women who are healing the wounded humanity. And I'm probably going to stutter, but oh well. There are a lot of soft women who are healing the wounded humanity. However, there is another type of feminine energy called Shekinah's rage, and that is the one that I employ. I am the mind of Eris, the uninvited feminine, the wounded anima of women and humanity as a whole. So sometimes it comes in the form of me feeling like the Balrog, making all the orcs scatter. Except I'm a Balrog with the heart of gold. I am of the light. So Shekinah's rage is here, healing the world, liberating children, essentially. And they will live in a world void of this insanity of control. So, the thing I wrote earlier today about narcissism and healing from it is a part of that liberation. And what I wanted to say to my audience who actually read the words is, don't worry about the misspellings. I clocked me and the velociraptors at about 1,000 miles an hour. I was in a fury of creativity this morning. But anyway, let's see. Let's read this. I am standing up for my healing. My ego even got in the way today, in the most subtle of methods, to try and sabotage me. The doubts, the evading thoughts, and even down to making the wrong move to erase everything I just wrote about narcissism. Well, I'm not going to stop. I'm even more resolved in my power now. Beyond psychopathy, beyond sociopathy, I feel narcissism is the most insidious pathology, because in this pathology, someone can caress your cheek, give you kisses, and sell you a story of heaven while silently stealing your soul away from you. The narcissist feeds on emotion of other people because they want to avoid emotions at all cost. Emotions are a death sentence for these types of entities. These are deeply, deeply wounded people. They feed on others' emotions and stories so they can be a human vicariously. When they've had their fill of you, they will toss you away like the lifeless husk you've come to be, right into the gutter. Then they'll walk away as if nothing happened. And if you protest, they'll turn you into the villain of their life and try to rise to a false sense of glory off your rotting corpse. They have no mercy. You'll lay there in the gutter, not even knowing you're there, and still swirling in your head on the celestial dream of heaven they sold you. When you wake up to the fact that you're in the gutter, the most unholy of shrieking terrors sets into your lifeless soul to make a home. Like your own version of the scarecrow of the Wizard of Oz, the frantic, drastic dance of trying to put yourself back together, back to wholeness begins. Like a blind linebacker on cocaine, You run to the nearest distraction to numb you from the new hell you just fell into. The scariest part is you were dining on the afterglow of the state of love, as the witch's monkeys were tearing you apart without your knowing. So for years, you were putting yourself back together, going over the what ifs and maybes, and if only I could have done this or that different, this wouldn't have happened. You rummaged through your memories, all the things they did and said, and you put the puzzle together. They were stealing from you, competing with you, selling you a story while love bombing other supply of emotion known as people in their life. Heroin. Attention, admiration, attraction is heroin to narcissists. They just as soon run you over to get to the next admirer if they showed up. Oh, and there's another gem. While you're healing, there are those around you who think you simply just lost your mind, or they can't handle the sight you've become, so they leave you to die, or they try to play hero and want to be known as the one who saved you and champion that charade, while they ridicule you for being so still and silent in your house, and tell you your poetry makes people want to cut your balls off. Yeah, quite fun. So if you're insane and want to test your soul's God power, then go date a narcissist. I healed layers below layers below layers of soul story. I will never have to go through this again. I found my light. I found my true core of strength. I've forgiven this stroll through hell. I thank my lucky angels I'm this stubborn, because anyone who didn't have the grit I have would have surely committed suicide. But I sing again, I dance again, I write again, I paint again, I love again. Happy doesn't even begin to describe me. I got off easy because I healed. The narcissist still has to wake up every day to the nightmare of being the narcissist, void of emotion and feeling and feeding on others, then starving, then feeding, then starving, and doing that cycle for the rest of their life, all while horribly separated from their very soul. Like death for the dead in Beetlejuice, exorcism for the dead. Good luck is all I can say for the narcissists. Oh yes, and there were two, because I didn't learn my lesson the first time, but I'm all learned up now. To the narcissists who might read this, you know who you are. Hey, what's up, sis? Or bro, if that fits your situation. But it was definitely sis for mine. Hell is a pussy trot through a field of daisies. Hell was easy compared to what I was sentenced to, and I came back from it. So thank you for listening.